What else are we missing? There's a lot of things that happen in the world of the world.
We didn't talk about the debate itself.
We didn't even talk about the debate. Did you watch the whole thing?
I watched the entire thing with my family.
What'd you think?
I don't know. I never seen anything like it. And I think Trump looked bad. I think he looked objectively bad. Not just like, I get the appeal. I think he just looked terrible. I don't think Biden looked great either. But I mean,
come on. Biden didn't look great, but relatively he crushed it. Yeah.
He got off some lines when he said, obviously, shut up, man. That was funny, actually.
I was so mad. I missed that part. I went to the bathroom. I came back and Twitter was going crazy about that.
That was really good. Because he said it in the exact same way everyone's feeling. Like, can you just shut up, man? You know?
That is great.
It's like, just shut up, man.
That is great.
He was trying to talk and he was doing the thing where it's like, do it. Say Antifa is bad. Like he was just speaking over him.
Because he knows he can't outsmart him.
Right. It's like suppressing him.
Yeah.
Almost. And there was another moment where Trump was talking about his sons and
talking about Biden's sons or his own?
Yeah. He was talking about Biden's sons. And if you don't know, he actually has pretty tragic son stories. You know his deal? I
know it, but you probably should explain it.
His son Bo died of brain cancer, I think.
Yeah.
And his son Hunter has had like pretty bad drug addiction problems.
Cocaine, right?
Yeah, at least. And Trump came at him for his drug addict son.
That's the worst.
He got dishonorably discharged for cocaine addiction. And Biden said my son's had troubles, but I loved him and supported him through it all, and I'm proud of where he is.
And I don't get why you would say that.
No,
when the country's in an opioid epidemic.
Also, your kids are fucking fail sons. They're the most embarrassing people I've ever witnessed.
But I just think as a president, you should know that the people you're talking to at home and a lot of your supporter base know drug addicts, have drug addicts they love. Why would you ever frame?
And also,
I don't know.
No, when Biden responded, it really humanized him. I felt.
Right. He made Biden sympathetic.
Right, exactly. Yeah, this fucking decrepit corpse up on stage.
I just don't understand what the tactical move is about attacking someone's son for being addicted to drugs. What is that supposed to do?
It makes him look bad. It's just like
how does that even make him look bad?
In Trump's mind, where everything is, everything is optics and how you look. Like
no substance.
There's a story I read about Trump and Don Jr. When Don Jr. was in college, his dad took him to a baseball game.
Yeah.
Yankee game because they're from New York.
You're not Giants fans?
Huh?
Or, sorry.
Mets fans?
Yeah, the New York Giants aren't a baseball team anymore, are they?
They never. I don't think they ever were. They're a football team.
What? No,
the New York Giants.
I know there's a football team too, but they're
you're right. They were.
Yeah. Oh, who's more Jewish now? Sorry, go on.
Don't continue. Trump took his son to a baseball game, and we know when he was getting picked up, he was wearing Yankee stuff, like a Yankee jersey and a Yankee hat.
Mm-hmm.
And Trump, who was in a full suit, slapped him in the face, said, "Go change."
Why?
Put a suit on.
Oh, wow.
Because you're supposed to look professional. You're supposed to, wherever you go. That's a story someone said about Don Jr. when they were in college together.
Yeah.
But it makes sense. It fits the bill pretty well.
That's some of the saddest.
It's sad. I mean, but imagine like, son's a drug addict. He's a loser. He's a loser.
That's like, you couldn't even write that. That's like a movie script. A guy who treats his son like shit for being excited to go to a baseball game with him.
I know.
Makes fun of a guy whose son is a drug.
Yeah.
Trump's evil, man.
Also, like George Bush's daughter's got DUIs and like.
I don't even want to talk about president's kids right now. We're not doing that.
Fair enough.
I'll tell you that right now. We're not touching that topic at all. But I'm just gonna say.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say. Yeah, like no one's kids are perfect. Your kids are separate people from you. I don't know why.
I felt bad for him.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? That it isn't easy to have. I wouldn't know, but it isn't easy to have an addict in your family, especially your son.
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy, but it's like so many people know drug addicts. So many people are related to drug addicts. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying who cares, but like you're making a big deal out of it.
Yeah, and again, it makes him human. It makes Biden human. It's like oh, I know a drug addict too. Yeah.
Yeah.
The president knows what I'm going through.
Yeah.
It's not going to inform his policy on anything, but at least he's, there. All in all, what people said, it was like everyone lost, and I agree. Lakers just won.
Lakers officially won. Yay. Let's go. Let me take a sip of this water.
Yeah, the Wawa.
Don't ask me why it's brown.
Anyway, yeah, really, it was fun to watch. I don't care if it's what the political implications are. It was very fun to watch.
It was the first time I've seen Trump completely malfunction.
Yeah, and he looked really bad. And a way you can't spin.
No, it's indefensible.
Yeah.
I was happy to see it because I was kind of worried that Biden was gonna crumble just because I know how overpowering Trump can be.
Yeah.
But I was proud of him.
Well, also,
it
leaves a lot worse taste in your mouth when Trump's doing this 4 years after having been president.
Right.
So it's like, you see, like when he was debating Hillary, he could talk all that shit because he's going to go and change it. 4 years later, nothing really changed.
Right.
It's not got worse.
Right. Now he needs to prove himself. He can't attack others.
He hasn't done that. Especially in that debate, he didn't do that.
His whole thing is attacking others. I just can't believe people fell for it.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to say anyone is like worse or whatever for their political affiliation, but like the con was obvious to me all along. I mean, and we didn't even bring up his tax thing, dude.
Oh yeah, the tax thing.
Yeah,
that's another like. I'm not surprised, but it's like you see it in paper and it's ridiculous.
Adjusted for inflation, he paid less than. Not even adjusted for inflation, even without adjusting, Abraham Lincoln paid more than him.
Damn.
In taxes.
I mean, and if you don't see, if you can write that off or say I don't really care about Trump's taxes or whatever, it's not necessarily that fact alone.
Mm-hmm.
It's just really wrap your head around the way he did it, the way everyone at his level does it. There was a specific detail from the story that was when you pay for consulting fees, you can write that off as an business expense, which is tax deductible, and something like 25% of their earnings went to consulting fees. Okay. So already there should be a red flag there. If you know anyone who considers himself a consultant, think about that. But regardless, a fourth of your earnings going to consulting looks shady.
It does.
Then you consider he hired his fucking kids as consultants. And not only did he hire his kids as consultants, he hired their consulting firms, which means it was a business transaction between him and Ivanka Trump's business. Meaning that this is all a way to get them all out of taxes. Yeah. I'd almost have more respect if he just wrote his daughter a check or handed her a stack of hundreds.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? She hasn't, it's the same exact thing. It's the same exact thing as paying for your child to go travel the world or whatever. There's no honor. There's no responsibility. There's no work ethic or anything towards it. Yeah. It's the exact same thing as giving your child money. And in fact, getting rewarded by the tax system as it's currently set up.
Oh, I mean, yeah. And the funniest thing about all of this to me was people saying this proves he's smart.
No, they all do this. I know. He probably hired someone to tell him to do this.
Yeah, the fact that
he hired a consultant to tell him how to consult better.
Like 100%. The fact that people think he's some sort of mastermind playing 4D chess.
That GIF of that guy.
What? Oh, right, tapping his brain. Like the fact that people think he's like some kind of business savant, even though we know he's a failed businessman, is laughable, man.
Every business does this, and that is part of the problem.
Yeah.
To think it really sways the election, I don't know about that. I don't know if anyone didn't know this.
I mean, not to be corny, but his supporters are shameless.
Right. They don't give a shit. I mean, Amazon paid $0 in taxes.
Right. Bezos.
Right. I mean, this happens across the board, and it should worry you. I'm not saying it's not a bad thing. It's definitely, this is how your country works. And if they probably paid at least their fair share in taxes, you get a lot more things for it. Point is, he's just as shady. He's a fucking shady business guy.
Yep.
That's who was elected president. Not some, business whiz.
Nope.
Not some powerful like speaker for the people. I mean, a little bit. Right. But it's just a fucking business guy who promised to help the other business guys that he'd keep doing more of this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he inherited his money, so
he inherited it all, and he gives it away to his kids in the same way. I mean, it's no one in that family is respectable.
No.
There's no reason that this family deserves any power, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, worst president ever, but also funniest.
Oh, funniest, yeah.
bar none.
Oh, he had some great moments.
Yeah.
I mean, to be just in debate, well, I don't think that's true.
I know. To just blatantly deny facts.
But aside to himself being like, well, I wouldn't say that, but
I know.
Well, you're number two. There's one point where he says, Biden was like, number one, we got to respect everyone's rights. And number two, and Trump goes, you're number two. Just like that. which is so childish.
He's the worst, dog. I think
that's like a playground rumor. Like,
yeah,
I heard David poops his pants. Don't tell him I told you, but
I think my thing about him is I've accepted him as like an unstoppable evil. I just wish his supporters would also play that same part. I hate the respectability politics that we have to do in this dance and ritual we have to do.
I hate it.
We're
like holier than thou, we're morally superior. That's evident at face value. You don't need to do some kind of moralizing on Twitter for publicity. You know, we can look. It's funny that has COVID. It's comedic irony. It's
ironic. It's very ironic.
Yeah, people are gonna laugh. There's nothing wrong with it's a weird thing to happen. It's just like the president has COVID. It's
a weird thing for the president to deny a pandemic, let alone succumb to it.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
it's funny enough that the president is Donald Trump.
Right. I mean, this is absurd.
It's absurd. Yeah. It's the most absurd scenario.
It's like people are going to laugh, and I'm not going to be respectful of any of this shit because you people have been calling him a fascist this whole time.
Wait,
I'm not saying he isn't.
What?
But it's like you can't go and say this is the
you're talking about liberals who are being respectful towards his diagnosis.
I'm just saying anyone who's saying this. Yeah, I've seen it on CNN.
But liberals are the ones calling him fascist.
Yeah.
So you're specific. Okay, I was kind of confused on where you were taking this. Yeah. Okay.
That's the Twitter conversation. Maybe too online for that. But the point I'm saying
I was talking more about conservatives, but
no. That's a in your face.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
They were like,
I mean, ideologies in general are played out.
Yeah. I mean, agree. If you're a liberal moralizing, I'd be more like one-on-one with you and say why I think you're wrong.
Yeah.
If you're a conservative saying, funny, everyone's laughing now. Thought we weren't supposed to laugh at people. You know, I thought we weren't supposed to make fun of people. Like,
right.
You know, like the Ben Shapiro's or whatever. It's like they're the ones who Ben Shapiro had a tweet where he's like, Trayvon Martin would still be alive if he didn't bash George Zimmerman's head on this concrete. You know, sucks.
Did he say that?
He said that. And I guess what I'm saying is,
if Trump dies, the first thing I'm tweeting is that nigga be alive right now if you ain't gassing him. Just because of that Ben Shapiro tweet.
Right. I mean,
I'm not wishing death on anyone, but just because of that Ben Shapiro thing, I'm drafting it right now. I'm in no auto Trump mode. Pack. Yeah, I'm in no auto mode. That pissed me off.
Yeah, there's no auto for sure.
But yeah, I know it's funny because the nigga wanted to be just like us.